Make sure you're in shot. You might just go a bit further back.
Check my hair, man. 2 seconds.
We've not got time for the hair check. Can you not see your hair on the camera?
Beautiful, mate.
Please put that into YouTube on the video, Dan, because it was completely unnecessary hair check, that was. Hello, welcome back to the Villa View. It's time for a match preview for Aston Villa's game against Norwich City at Carrow Road on Saturday. Joined by Dolan, fresh from doing the Villa View podcast.
Yeah,
first ever.
Hop from one side of the building to the other.
Yeah. Okay. First ever match preview, Dolan. And let's be honest, you have got off to an absolute flyer there. How are you feeling about the game on Saturday?
Mugged off after that.
Yeah, how are you feeling about the game?
Who knows? I really don't know. No. I think we'll win, but I also think we'll lose.
Okay. That's good.
That's my preview.
That's solid. He really has made a stupendous start. Obviously, we won our last game. I'm just looking at Norwich's form.
Yeah, they've had a
in front of me here. They're mid-table wilderness, aren't they?
I mean, we absolutely pumped them at the start of the season, 4-2. I was watching a bit of the Talk Norwich City stuff on the way here, and their fans just sounded like us last season, just very dejected, very down, nothing to play for. They had, if we think some of Bruce's subs are bad, they were questioning Farka.
Daniel Farka.
He brought on a like for like left back sub when they were 3-1 down against QPR. And they were just baffled,
Yeah.
They also brought up the fact that he just sort of stands on the touchline and does absolutely nothing. There just seems to be a real lack of harmony between the club and the fans.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's something deeper in that, but there just seems to be a real lack of harmony.
Well, I've been speaking to a few Norwich fans. I've been doing a couple of bits for Norwich fan sites and for the programme on Saturday, and the guy I was speaking to was saying that basically they're in the midst of a massive rebuild. They're trying a completely different structure. They've completely restructured it all. They've got the sporting director in from Huddersfield, which you can tell they've hired Daniel Farker. It's very much in the mould of Wagner at Huddersfield. I'm glad you said that, because I could not remember his name. Yeah, they've done that very much in the same mould as what the sporting director did at Huddersfield. And if you remember Wagner's first season, they didn't finish particularly high. It was very much like where Norwich are sitting now. So do you not think maybe that
was his first season? I
can't remember, but he came in, I think, the midway through or something, and they finished mid-table.
Okay.
So I think really they'll be looking to next season when he's managed to get a few more of his own players in.
He looks the real deal. Their gaffer, he says all the right things. He looks the part.
Very important for you.
Well, he just looks, like he means business, and then he takes no nonsense. But there just seems to be a real flatness, a real flat feeling around the ground, around the fans, and their last 2 games have been horrible. 4-1 against QPR and then 2-0 against Fulham at home.
Yeah, I think you can accept losing to Fulham, I would say.
Yeah, you can, but I mean 4-1 against QPR is.
We lost 3-1 at home.
Yeah, we did.
So, yeah, we don't want to think about that. Anyway, for more on what's actually going on with Norwich City, let's cross over, even though this isn't a live news bulletin, let's go to Jack from Talk Norwich City and see what he has to say about Norwich's current form.
Hello, Villa View fans. My name is Jack Reeve, coming over from Talk Norwich City today. I hope you guys are all doing very well. I'm sure you're doing a lot better than Norwich City fans at the moment. We're currently 14th in the table. We had hopes of the playoffs this season, but unfortunately for many reasons that hasn't quite happened. We go back to Villa Park really early on in the season, wasn't it? And I think we'd actually just come off the back of a decent performance going into that game, and we got absolutely rolled over in that. It was chucking it down with rain, as it always is in Aston Villa Norwich City games at Villa Park, and not particularly proud memories from that at all. And from that point in the season, well, our defence has shored up a little bit. I think we then went on to concede 4 goals at Millwall after that. But since then, we've kept a lot of clean sheets. And our defence has been our real strong point. Grant Hanley coming in and doing fantastically well. A chap called Christoph Zimmermann, who came from the 4th division of German football and has excelled at Norwich City as well. Tim Klose, a Swiss international, doing very well. That's been our only real positive of this season. Going forwards, we've been so poor. James Maddison, the only real standout performer. I think he's got about 13 goals in all competitions this season. He's got about a third of our goals. That shows you how few goals we've scored this season. I think we're the 4th lowest scorers in the whole of the Championship. However, the Easter break for us wasn't a very happy break at all. We conceded 4 goals at QPR, who are very average, and Matt Smith suddenly turned into a world-beating 2006 World Cup version of Peter Crouch, and we were run off the park by an 18-year-old called Easy. It was easy for QPR. Before that, we were beaten 2-0 against Fulham, and it was also very, very wet in that. So we're not going into this in the best of form. Our only positive and now turned into our negative, which is a defence. But Villa, you know, you guys are flying. You're doing very well. I'm very jealous of some of the players you have. I love Conor Hourihane. I wanted him before he went to you guys. I miss Henry Lansbury. I miss Robert Snodgrass even more. I'm sure both of them players will get a fantastic reception at Carrow Road because they were brilliant when they were here. I think Snodgrass is a top Championship player. He done it in the Premier League for us, and you guys are really seeing the best out of him this season. So I'm not feeling confident. Dan and Chris was on the Talk Norwich City channel, and they're saying they're very confident. I think you're right to be confident. At Carrow Road this season, we haven't been good enough. We've scored hardly any goals, and the majority of our points have come away from home, snatching, you know, points on the counter-attack. We can't do that so much at Carrow Road. There's a little bit more expectation in front of the home faithful. So expect a fairly cagey game. I think the defence will try and be a lot more solidified. At least I hope so. And don't expect much from us going forwards. However, a piece of magic on the day from James Maddison. If Nelson Oliveira fancies turning up, he can always create a bit of magic. And there's a few players, the likes of Jamal Lewis, our young left-back, the likes of Moritz Leitner, who came through the ranks at Borussia Dortmund and has played in a Champions League final. Them types of players can maybe come up with a bit of magic, but unfortunately for us, there's little to play for. Whether that's a good thing and the pressure is eased, I'm not sure. I'm seeing more of a team already on the beach. Whatever happens, I hope you enjoy the fine city. I hope you enjoy Carrow Road. I hope you enjoy your day out. I hope you don't enjoy it too much, because that will probably mean you've gone on to get a win. But whatever happens, if you see me around, come and say hello. Safe trip down from the Midlands. Thank you so much to the guys at the Villa View, who are once again doing a fantastic job this season of covering Aston Villa, one of the finest fan channels out there. If you want to see any Norwich City stuff, maybe just for this weekend, head over to my channel. I'm sure the guys will be kind enough to link me. Talk Norwich City on YouTube. Yes, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
So thanks to Jack for doing that for us. If you do want to check out the Norwich preview on Talk Norwich City, you should actually see us or just me as well. We haven't recorded it yet, but it will be on the video. So Villa, we'll talk about Villa now. Unusual we talk about opposition in a match preview, to be honest. That's got to be a Villa View match preview first. So we're now fresh after 3 bad games we've won on Tuesday. Do you think that'll boost confidence, Chris?
Should do, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
And it wasn't just about the result. I think it was about the performance as well. I think we played very well. Played to the sort of the same level as we were playing when we were on that 7-game streak. Thought I passed it around nicely. I thought we started the game really quickly. Just up and at them, you know.
It's not always easy to play against 10 men either. I think that's something maybe myself I've overlooked. It's not always easy.
I think yeah, well, you know, and we struggled against Borough whenever
Traore got sent off, yeah.
And that was after like 5 or 10 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, I think before the setting off, we looked really strong. I'd have been quite confident that we'd have gone and won that game, regardless of any players that Reading had on the pitch.
Yeah, I think we'd have brought them down eventually. Probably.
I think we would have done. Norwich have kind of really, I mean, looking at the game on Saturday, it's the kind of game, you know, I think you look at Bolton and you look at Hull.
Yeah,
really just, you know, Norwich are at the minute are in that kind of bracket with their form, and you know, I was really confident that we could go and get something against Bolton and something against Hull, and it wasn't to be.
Yeah.
So it's just really hard to call it at the minute. It's never really been that happy hunting. Well, I suppose, you know,
I remember a couple of wins there.
Yeah, we won in the league 2-1, and then we won the cup as well.
We won 1-0 Kozak,
and then
as well. Yeah,
Benteke got the hat trick 4-2. We won, I think, in the cup.
Yeah, he scored a couple. Definitely Benteke and Volman got one that day as well. So we have had success there.
Yeah, last year was horrendous. I remember talking to you. We just didn't turn up.
Last year was one of the worst games I think we played in at Carrow Road. We lost 1-0, but I've got to be honest,
at the time
awful.
They were on a really bad streak as well.
Yeah, Alex Neil was under pressure, wasn't it?
Real pressure, and we went there and And obviously at the time our away form was horrendous.
And we're on TV.
And we were on TV. So it was all looking like it was going to go one way, and it did.
I'm not sure who chose this one to be on TV, but it's a bit of a strange choice.
Yeah, well,
in my
I think
opinion.
It's to do with the 5:30 kickoff.
Wait, no, should it be on TV though? There's surely more interesting games. But anyway, we need to win because it's important that we end the season well.
We have to win. I mean, we have to win our next. We have to win every game now in the season. That's it. We have to win every game. So there's no reason for us to go there and sit back. There's no reason.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
There's no reason for us to go there and sit back, and so that we have to go there like we're playing at home. Everything. We've got so much to play for. The Norwich fans seem to think that their team are on the beach already. So watching the way the fans were talking about their team, it gives me a bit of hope.
Yeah,
because I know it's never easy to play at a stadium they'll
be under pressure at home, more under pressure. Yeah,
exactly.
Do you think we'll go there and attack? Do you think we'll go out there and attack? It won't be one of those sit back jobs.
No, what's the point?
No, there is no point. But I'm just asking you.
I don't think it will. No, I think Bruce knows now. I brought it up previously on the podcast. I think that we've qualified for the playoffs. I think that's a given now. So we're under a little bit less pressure, and I think we can go and give it a go.
Changes? No changes. You think it'll keep exactly the same?
I would.
I think if Hudson's fit, he comes back in.
No.
I think if he's fit, he'll start.
Why?
Because I think our best performances this season have come with him at left back. If we're being honest, I think that's my personal opinion. Do you not think if he'll come back in for Taylor if he's fit?
No.
You think he'll keep it the same?
I think. Well, I thought that was arguably one of our best performances of the season.
We're saying about the 10 men, but we did start with purpose. I agree, but it is difficult to judge how good we were against 10 men, I would say. And it was a Reading side with very little ambition. Even with 11 men, they had no intention of attacking. So it's difficult. I know you can only beat what's put out in front of you. I think it's difficult to judge, are we over our little bad patch that we had just from that game? I think Saturday will tell us that.
Yeah.
That's what my opinion would be.
How do you think we'll set up?
I think it'll be this.
We'll come back in.
I think Hutton will come in. I've got a sneaky suspicion part of me's thinking he'll put Graben in, but I think that would be very harsh. I think Hogan scored, you keep him in, because he's a streaky player, isn't he? Showing once he's very liable now to go on a run.
Once he gets one, he gets
So
you'd get a couple.
You'd think now Hogan will stay and have the shirt until at least the player. So I'd imagine there'll be
there's so many options though. From the bench.
There's a lot of good players not going to be getting on the bench. I mean, Lansbury wasn't on the bench in midweek. Andre Green's being nursed back. He's not really come back into the fray.
No.
Into the fray yet. Samba.
I think he was always just cover, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, but you think he might get on the bench a bit more. I believe he's fit again. Mm-hmm. What about Codger? When you got a game in mind when you think when Codger's going to come back into the team? Or do you just think he's going to keep being on the bench?
He'll come into the team if we can't make second place, if we can't get the autos, and we've already got the playoff. He'll come in. He'll start.
Do you not think with this amount of games, Bruce might be thinking, no, actually, I do want to make a couple of changes because we've got a tougher game on Tuesday?
No. Saturdays for me is bigger than Tuesday.
Well, I suppose because it's the next game.
It's the next game.
Do you know? Maybe he'll switch around for Cardiff.
You can't look too far ahead of yourself, Dan. You have to. I mean, in this league, did you see every week something crops up, some mad result like Sunderland going to Derby and winning 4-1. You cannot.
That was bizarre.
You have to just go game by game. You have to. You have to. So no, I think Saturday for me is every game is the biggest game of the season.
Can you give
game by game?
Can you give me a score prediction, Chris?
And
a first goal scorer, please, as well.
2-0 Villa.
2-0 Villa. First goal scorer?
Adoma.
Right, I'm going to not do the same as you. I'm going to go 2-1 to Villa with Snodgrass returning to his former side and getting the first goal. Actually, there's a few ex-Norwich players on our books. We've got Bunn, Steer, Lansbury. I don't think many of them are going to play. Delat was at Norwich for a bit. I know he's not here anymore. He was at Norwich for a bit as well. Lewis Graben has been at Norwich, Snodgrass.
And he's gone there and won this season and scored it with Sunderland.
Yeah, good knowledge. Good preview knowledge. So there's a few ex-Canaries in the Villa ranks, but I'm going to go 2-0 Snodgrass against his former. Sorry, 2-1 Snodgrass against his former side, and you've gone 2-0. If you are in our fan score league, then don't forget to chuck your predictions in and see if you can beat the likes of. Are you in that league?
No.
Okay. See if you can beat the likes of me, Dan Rolinson, and Matt Lynch. I'm sure you won't find that too difficult at all. If you have enjoyed this preview, if you could give it a little like, that would be absolutely fantastic, and comment below with your predictions and if you enjoyed the video. If you're not already subscribed to the Villa View with your post notifications on, if you could do that, that really helps the channel grow, and we are trying to get bigger all the time, and your support greatly helps us do that. If you missed the podcast, that's out now on SoundCloud, iTunes and YouTube. So if you want to go back and hear a more in-depth review of Villa's Weeks with me and Chris, then go and check that out. Thanks ever so much for all your support you give the channel. We really, really appreciate it, and thanks for all your comments and all your interactions as well. Here's the 3 points on Saturday of the Villa. If you enjoyed that video, why not watch another? Click the video choices on screen now to go and watch them in full. Be sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking our logo there on the left. Easy peasy.